beautiful jewelry from the most luxurious brands at a fraction of the retail price. Luxury Bazaar has the best selection. Thank you to Luxury Bazaar for sponsoring today's video. Their website will be linked down below. Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. In this week's Best of the Brand segment, I'm talking all about Laura Mercier. I haven't talked a ton about her products lately, but it's one of those brands that I could almost guarantee you'll find something in just about every makeup artist's kit. She has some cult favorite products that have been around for decades. And for that reason, the brand is going through a bit of a reboot. I know we've talked a little bit about it before, at least I've mentioned it, that today's beauty industry is changing rapidly, and it's not enough for brands to rely on those hero products that have been top sellers for the past decade. Consumers want something fresh, new. They want trending beauty. Our culture is very tech-centric. We have information at our fingertips, so people want to know about ingredients. Are there new ingredients? Innovative ingredients? What's the packaging like? Where does it come from? So they're asking a lot of questions that they didn't used to, and a brand like Laura Mercier has to keep things fresh, keep things exciting. It's a fine line. You don't want to change things too much, you upset your base, but at the same time, if you want to attract new customers and get people excited about your brand, you have to do something different. So we've seen that with the tinted moisturizer they've changed, the primers they've changed, they've been playing around with the translucent powder, and it makes me very excited. I think they're going to continue to do some really cool things in the near future, but I always really love Laura Mercier because her products create pretty makeup. I love her style of makeup, and that might sound sort of strange, but I look at Laura Mercier the same way I look at Charlotte Tilbury. The makeup is very pretty. It's not overly artistic, it's not overly editorial. She has the everyday woman in mind. The products are pretty simple, and it's wearable makeup that you can actually use on a daily basis. It's not necessarily minimal, although it could be minimal. If you see something that's really glam, usually it's a soft glam or a soft smoky. It's more fresh-faced, enhanced natural beauty type of makeup, which I think is really pretty and never goes out of style. Everything I have here in front of me I used today on my face, and I'm going to present these in order of how I applied them. I want to begin with what would be the elephant on the list, and it sort of is and it sort of isn't, and that is the tinted moisturizer, which is their #1 product. I didn't really love the tinted moisturizer before the reboot. I don't really love it now. It's not to say it's a bad product, and most people love it. So it deserves to be on this list. My opinion means nothing when it comes to the tinted moisturizer. I just simply don't wear a lot of products like that. The tinted moisturizer is so light, and don't think it's as moisturizing. I have other products that I prefer. The YSL All-in-One Glow would be a similar product that I would prefer over the tinted moisturizer from Laura Mercier, so it's just not a product that I'm obsessed with. If you love Laura Mercier, chances are very high it's because you love the tinted moisturizer. It's sort of the gateway drug for Laura. I think it introduces people to the brand. Once you try it, if that's the type of product that you love, you're gonna try other things from her and you won't be disappointed. Here's another one of the reboots. So these are the Pure Canvas primers. I chose my 2 favorites, so this counts as one, but this is the Perfecting, and here I have the Illuminating. I mixed these together today and I actually used them both. I love these primers. From what I read online, because I was doing a little research just to see what are the top sellers, people really love this, and they don't love this as much because they prefer the old formula. The old Illuminating primer was too much for my skin. It actually irritated me, and I would break out in little small red bumps all over my face every time I used it. So yes, it did give a lot more radiance, but it also clogged pores and wreaked havoc on my skin. So people might think it's not as great because it doesn't give as much luminosity, but it's a much cleaner formula. There's also a hydrating primer, there's a blurring primer that's mattifying, there's a protective primer that has SPF. So the new Pure Canvas primers were designed to target skin concerns, so they actually have skincare built in. This is a huge upgrade for Laura Mercier in my opinion. I love these. Next, I have the Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. I remember when this first launched a couple years ago, and I first tried it and I hated it. I thought it was too powdery matte. I just didn't like the finish. I really struggled with this foundation and I was hate wearing it, you know, trying to use it up. I didn't want to just throw it away, so I was using it every single day. And at some point, I think I started to rush in the morning and I started applying it with my fingers, whereas when I first started using it, I used a brush. And I started to get so many compliments that it made me completely rethink my opinion of this foundation. So by the time I finished the foundation, I actually really liked it. This foundation is very matte, so it's not going to be great for somebody with really dry skin, even more mature skin. Of course, there are always prep steps you can take, but there's only so much you can do. If you're somebody who maybe has combination skin, oily skin, this is a great product. I love how it wears on the skin. So initially, even if you think it looks a little bit too flat or too dry, later on in the day, it looks really nice. That's another reason I've come to really like this. I did use a brush to apply it today, but that's only because I was prepping dinner and my fingers smell like fresh chopped garlic, so I didn't want to use my fingers, or else I would have, because that's really the best application technique. It's sulfate-free, paraben-free, fragrance-free, which is a nice bonus. It doesn't have any skincare, there's no sun protection, but for $48, I think this is a really reasonable price point for a foundation that is going to last a long time. It is going to photograph beautifully. So this is a great foundation for somebody who likes a little bit more coverage. It would be great for events, photographs, occasions like that. It's really beautiful. I have a lot more complexion products here to talk about. I didn't really notice until I sat down and started going through everything, but that's a category where Laura Mercier really shines. So this next product should look familiar, but this is the twist on the classic. This isn't just the translucent powder, this is the translucing setting powder glow. And when you look inside, if you look at the powder, it is slightly luminous. But what I love so much about this loose powder is that it's a really light luminosity. I have this dusted all over my face today and it is so soft and subtle. It's not too much. So if you like a setting powder but it tends to look a little bit cakey or dry, or it just kind of leaves you feeling dull, this is perfect. I definitely prefer the Glow Translucent Powder to the original. In fact, I don't know why you would even use the original now that this Glow version is available. It's just that much better, and it does the same thing. It doesn't have as much luminosity as the Lancome Absolute powder or the Giorgio Armani powder that I love so much. Those are great, but they have a lot of glow. This one is just so soft and subtle, it leaves your complexion looking radiant and just not flat matte. I guess if you really love a very matte complexion, you could use the original translucent. But if you use that one and you haven't given this a try because you think it might be too glowy, too radiant, it's not. This next little powder is starting to build up a following of its own. And I used this a long time ago. I was obsessed with it, in love with it, so I picked it up again for this video. It's the Secret Brightening Powder. It is so soft, so finely milled. It looks bright white, and it will give you some brightening, but when you apply it on the skin, you just sort of dust it on as lightly as possible. It really is very soft. It just kind of gives you that soft focus glow. Beautiful for setting the under eye. Very finely milled. I've heard from some people who say that they can't use this, it's too drying for them. So it probably isn't best if you have very dry under eye skin, but if you need to set your concealer and you like a bright under eye, the Secret Brightening Powder from Laura Mercier is one of their best kept secrets. I think the secret might be out of the bag. I do hear people talk about this product a lot more than I used to. But wow, this is just one of the best products. I think this belongs in every makeup artist kit. The Laura Mercier blushes have become a new favorite product of mine. Here I have Peach, and I actually mixed both of these colors together today on my cheek, but I used Peach in my crease as an eyeshadow. I love this color. It is so beautiful. I think it is the perfect dupe for Tom Ford's Love Lust. So if you really like that peachy kind of golden sheen on your cheeks, This is half the price and just as gorgeous. So peach has been a favorite that I've been getting a ton of use out of. And then I also have strawberry. So I made a peach strawberry smoothie today on my cheeks. But both of these shades are gorgeous. These are two of my favorites, but the entire shade range is really lovely. They have some gorgeous shades to choose from. There's definitely something in there for everybody. The peach is great for summer, but if you just love that very classic pink flush on the cheek, strawberry would be a great choice for you. These are really ideal. They're pigmented, they blend easily, great shade selection. The pan is huge. The price is really great. I mean, there's just nothing bad to say about them. I want to say they're relatively new as well. I think Laura Mercier blushes, one of their best products. Another incredible complexion product from Laura Mercier is the highlighter. These are the face illuminators, and here I have the shade Devotion, which I've had for a while. I'm surprised I haven't hit pan yet because I use it so much. I had to scrub this and clean it because it was a disaster. But these highlighters are all so beautiful. They look gorgeous, but they have this pinky pearl shade. There's also a gold. They have this beautiful bronze. They just have such a great shade selection. These highlighters have become one of the best-selling products from Laura Mercier. I feel like I see these everywhere. Like everybody has them, everybody's using them. Everyone has at least one in their makeup collection because they are just so pretty. When you see them in store, you just sort of want to buy it. And you never regret it because they truly are beautiful. I mean, it's easy to see why they are so popular. Devotion just happens to be my favorite. If you have very fair, light skin, you will love this. Finally, moving away from the face, here's another one of Laura's most popular products. It's hard to believe how many there are until you start tallying them up and creating a best of the brand list. And this was one of those products that fell into the category of, it must be on the list. It's the Caviar stick, and here I have the shade Metallic Taupe. These have been around forever and they are beloved. I know people who swear by their Caviar sticks, and they are incredibly convenient. They're just so easy to use. This is perfect as a minimal, everyday, throw a little bit on your lid, blend it out with your ring finger, and hit the road type of product. It's easy to travel with, throw in your makeup bag. It's one of those simple products that just streamlines your makeup routine in the morning and makes life that much less complicated. These are the type of products that we love. Now mine happened to get smashed. So unfortunately, my Caviar stick is looking busted, but they usually look pristine and they're a lot easier to keep clean. This makes it look like a very high maintenance product, and it's not. That's just my fault. But I love these because it's a cream stick, so you can put it directly on the eye. You can sort of smudge it out as an eyeliner. But for the most part, the way I use this and the way most people that I've talked to use it is they basically just use their finger or a brush and blend a little bit on their lid when they're in a rush. This is not part of a complicated, very detailed eye makeup routine. I'm leaning in so you can see. As I mentioned, I went in with the peach blush in my crease. I used the Metallic Taupe Caviar stick all over the lid. I did use my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. I picked up a little bit of a darker brown and I put that in the outer V for today's look. And last but not least, I have some great lips. So this is the combination that I have on today. This is the lip liner in the shade Baby Lips. I love these longwear lip pencils. I mentioned this in my last favorites video because you can line the lips, you can fill in your lips, and they never feel really drying or thick. The way sometimes if you try to fill in your lips with a lip liner, it ends up feeling incredibly uncomfortable. These do not operate that way. In fact, I have more of these, and these are the only ones that I can find. I think I probably have a couple other shades in the bathroom, but I have Plumberry, Rosewood, and Baby Lips right here. 3 great neutral shades. And then I topped that off with this lipstick. This is the Nude Nouveau Rouge Essential. It's sort of the perfect pinky nude, slightly peachy, but I guess it's more of a neutral pink nude. Very pretty, easy to throw in your bag and wear it with absolutely everything. I also have a red that's really pretty. This one is Rose Rouge. This one's more of a pinky red. Ooh. This is one, Rouge Muse. This is a gorgeous red lipstick. Oof. I got a lot of wear out of this last holiday season. Very pretty. This is kind of like that classic red. Stunning. And then I also have the lip liner. I don't know what happened to it, so it's not represented here, but I do have a couple of these lip liners, these Rouge Essential lipsticks. These are amazing from Laura. I also have another lipstick formula here. This is the Velour Extreme Matte Lipstick. I have the shade Fresh. This is one of my favorites. It's so pretty. I haven't worn it in a while because it's more of a fall color. But in a couple months, I will be wearing this again. It's so beautiful. I don't typically lean towards a matte lipstick. This one doesn't bother me whatsoever, so I do really like this one. I'm more of a cream lipstick type of gal, so I really love these. You can tell this one has been through it because there are little bite marks on there from Little Jazzy. And that completes my list of the top products from Laura Mercier. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. You saw something that interests you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, your questions down below. If you have any favorite products from Laura Mercier, drop me a comment. We'll keep the conversation going there. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything that I have today on my face, down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.